I am excited to be back with another Entre Results interview. It's exciting to have Jan Hart, coach extraordinaire, with us today. Jan, thanks for being with us here today.
Thanks for having me, Jared.
Let's jump right in. What's your coaching focus, Jan?
Well, I really am a little bit partial to the solopreneur and even small family businesses. If they do have employees, they have maybe 10 or less. Usually the business owners I work with, they've been in business for around 2 to 3 years and they're growing, but they want to grow faster. And since we're virtual, I can work with people that are anywhere in the United States, which is a real advantage. They usually fall in the 35 to 65-year-old range. And also, I have a special feeling towards people in sales because I have a background of about 20 plus years in sales. So I really enjoy working with those in the sales industry, sales professionals, and even sales teams.
Awesome. Very clear in terms of who you work with. What are the ways in which you help them?
Well, that I have a soft heart because I was a solopreneur too, and they wear a lot of hats. They have things going on that can be problematic, like their time management, feeling kind of overwhelmed, like maybe they don't know where to start, they don't know what to do and when to do it. Maybe they don't have enough sales, they don't have enough leads, they don't have enough cash. Or sometimes they want to develop a team, or maybe their team stinks and they need help reevaluating that. Maybe they're even growing to a point where it's time for them to do some outsourcing so they can do the things that they do well and let other people do other things. And so we help with that. I also think we help with balance because I find that when they feel like everything's on them, a lot of times they don't have any quality of life. Their personal life is kind of out of whack. And so they need good work-life balance. So also, I think sometimes people, they know what to do, but knowing and doing are two different things. So they need help with execution. So really what we do is, because it's lonely being an entrepreneur, we come alongside of them to encourage them, empower them, to ask the right questions to help them gain clarity and to continue to take action. And then we're holding them accountable to take that action to help them grow faster. And that's really what we're offering as their coach. They're growing, but they're going to grow faster with a coach.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. I mean, being a coach is such an amazing profession, but it's challenging. We all have challenges as a coach. And maybe what's one of your challenges or one of your biggest challenges as a coach?
I think growing and learning what my ideal client is that I can best serve and love to serve. And also, like we even teach in coaching, is that, that ideal client being one who really wants or needs what you have right now, and they are really willing and able to afford to pay for it. And then I think along with that challenge is just finding people who really do put their money where their mouth is, so to speak. They want to grow, they want to take action, because some will think of it in theory, but they might want to, but really when the rubber meets the road, they're not willing to take the action. And so that can be frustrating in a coaching situation if that's not what they're wanting to do.
Sure. No, it's good point. I know, gosh, it's been a pleasure. I've known you for quite some time. Just tell us a little bit of how you know me or how you know Entre Results.
Yeah, my journey was, I was in a company for about 17 years, and after about halfway through those years, about in my 8th year, I started noticing that other people kind of hit a plateau and then they took off and they were growing. And I was curious, and I went around to those people because I wanted to grow, and I would ask them, hey, what are you doing? And the one thing they all had in common was they had a coach. And so that got me to thinking, hey, maybe that's something I want to do, that I want to invest in. And so I started kind of looking around, and I met Jared Polak, the Entre Results owner, and got to go to a little workshop I remember you had to get exposed to what coaching was. And then I did a little complimentary, trial coaching session with you, and I loved it. And I knew that it was just the extra thing that I needed to grow. And so I started coaching, and I ended up staying with you for like 8 or 9 years. Now, what I didn't know, yes, it tripled my income. It helped me with work-life balance because I was like a workaholic. I wasn't good at organization or scheduling. I didn't know my numbers. All those things you definitely helped me with. But the other thing was the other part of life, because the next year my husband almost died, and it started years of losses and health issues with him, depression, anxiety. And I wouldn't have made it through that time without a coach. And through that time is when my business tripled, actually. And so I grew to be in the top 1% of about 40,000 people in that company in leadership. And I attribute that a lot to the growth and things that I learned through coaching and the support that I had. And what I always say is that it's that power of the other. You know, none of us get anywhere without the power of another person.
Absolutely. And I think the other thing is you have always been willing to put in the work, and I like how you play tennis. You know, someone thrown over the net, you hit it back. And it's the same thing we do with our clients. And so it's just matching the right coach with where someone's at. And obviously you're been successful, and you'd be successful without a coach, but you grew faster with a coach, as well as how you help your clients, which is great. Well, just kind of to close out, what are some maybe recommendations you have for either other coaches or even for some of the clients that you serve?
Yeah. Well, for coaches, pardon me, I think it's like what I was saying, really focusing on your area of love and expertise, you know, getting super specific about who your ideal client is. I know in the beginning I was hesitant to do that because I thought that was limiting, when actually that brings further growth. People talk about knowing your avatar or you're having your niche. And I used to think it would limit me, but it's actually given more options to gain clients. And, you know, you can't serve everyone. You can't be all things to everyone. So being specific, I heard someone that y'all may have heard this, but I love that, it sticks in my mind, that specific is terrific. And so not only does it help you be more clear, but it helps you more clearly convey what you do to others. And that will help you as you're able to help them. And then people will pay for what that result is when they're hearing what that result is that you do that they need, and they need to grow their business and their income. So that's something that business owners need and they will pay for and want. For clients, I would say, again, it's kind of like what I was saying before, the power of the other. Nobody sees themselves clearly. None of us do. And so there's power in having a second set of eyes. There's power in being able to talk through things and get things more clearly defined through the power of another. And we all do better with accountability. You know, like I work out, but I work out differently when I have a coach. And I think that's a great example of coaching and in business. We're just going to do a little differently when someone is walking alongside of us.
Time and your energy and your wisdom with us today. I mean, I walked away with specific is terrific. I love that. That is a great mantra. Thank you so much, Jan. And thank you everyone for listening. Have a better